On today's show,
we make sense of last night's Kevin Garnett and Dwight Howard scuffle.
In Crossfire, we debate which team would be the best fit for Jose Calderon.
And in the up-down report, we ask, is the NBA in London a good idea?
It's Tuesday, January 13th. The starter starts now.
Good day, sweet world, and welcome to the starters. Whether you're joining us live online, listening to the podcast, or catching us on NBA TV, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets. Alongside me, as always, Tess Millis.
Thanks for joining us.
To my right, the starters blog editor, Trey Kirby.
Heyo!
Hey, yo! And finally, the international man of mystery, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lee, all right, we have Crossfire on tonight's show. We've got the up-down report, always a lot of fun with that. But we're starting with something we've done before. It's called Fill in the Blank. A few topics to run through. Play along on Twitter, hashtag the starters, fill in the blank, so to speak. First one, the Kevin Garnett, Dwight Howard scuffle was blank.
It was very Kevin Garnett. That's exactly what it was.
Can't argue that.
You take the good and bad with Kevin Garnett, one of the best defensive players ever, pretty revolutionary as to what a 7-footer can do, but also does a lot of this. I mean, perfected moving screens, pushing guys subtly to get the advantage. A guy you love on your team, but a guy you hate playing against for incidents just like this. How many times have we seen things like this?
Only about 1 million times.
Yeah, Kevin Garnett got ejected from the game last night, suspended 1 game from the NBA. Dwight just getting the $15,000 fine. Yes, it is a very Kevin Garnett thing.
I can't believe he only got 1 game for that. I mean, it was deliberate, it was cheap.
You don't think it was
He
enough?
threw the ball at him, he
Exactly.
headbutted, he kind of escalated the whole situation. I know Dwight got the fine for escalation, but this seemed to be, to me, all Kevin Garnett getting in Dwight's face, hoping something would happen, and something did.
Totally unnecessary, too. Came out of nothing.
Is it sad to you that maybe in 10 years' time, and Tass, you said it, one of the best defensive players of all time, one of the, arguably one of the greatest players of all time, the first thing you might remember in 10 years when it comes to KG is a guy that was an instigator, that just gets under people's skins and likes to put his arms up in the air and does the I'm not touching you thing.
I think it's just sort of recency, just because we're seeing this. I won't remember him like
No?
that.
I think you're right.
I think we'll remember him as a fiery competitor.
Yeah.
A guy you'd love to have on your side, and one of, again, the best defenders of all time. I don't think you remember him for the negatives.
I don't know. I think it's someone like John Stockton, who was one of the greatest players of all time. We remember him as somewhat of a dirty player.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but it's like the 12th thing you mentioned when you're talking about John
but
Stockton.
Kevin Garnett has such a history of doing these sorts of things that, like, it's not just 1 or 2 instances. It's been basically his whole career. And it's always things that you just wish he didn't do because they're kind of dirty.
Yeah.
And that's,
Absolutely right. You're seeing, his highlights here of KG's
exactly. I mean,
antics?
and he's a Hall of Famer for sure. There's no doubt about that. But it's just one of those things that you wish he kind of grew out of as his career went on.
And that's one of the crazy things, that he only gets a game suspension for this. It's only the 4th game he's been suspended for in his entire NBA
Wow,
career.
that
And we've
is
been
so
watching
wild.
him for 20 years, getting guys' faces, put his face on your face, and just rile things up.
Yeah.
He's like the only guy who can keep getting away with things and not have a repeat offender sort of reputation.
Well, that's true, but he's also, whatever you think of this stuff, he's really good at, angering people, getting under their skin, but then doing the arms up in the air and sort of says, that's it. He sort of stops usually just early enough to not really warrant suspension.
That's true.
Besides last night, of course.
But you
with the
see
headbutt.
other guys do that now as well. They think that if you throw your arms in the air, that means you're totally innocent, you haven't done anything wrong, even if 5 seconds before that you were poking a guy in the back or sticking something in his face or whatever. It really riles up so many guys and has done for a long time.
It's that subtle headbutt technique. You're not really headbutting.
Yeah, you're just
kind
sort of
putting
running
your
in.
Lunging.
Isn't that one of the most frustrating things
Yep,
you can
exactly.
have happen to you?
And
I
people
understand
always
why
react to
Dwight
it.
hates it.
Yeah, people react to that because they think you're going to headbutt them.
Just like Mike Tyson. I mean, he bit off Evander's ear for it.
That's true.
That's exactly right.
The NBA will not, I assume, like me saying this, but I really think Dwight Howard should have punched him because he sort of did the slap to the neck.
Yeah.
I think if Dwight Howard, honestly, clocks Garnett last night, because Garnett really was the one instigating the whole thing, the throwing the ball, the headbutting. If he clocks him, I think Dwight oddly sort of wins back a lot of fans and support, because a lot of people for the last couple of years have called Dwight Howard soft.
Yeah.
And I think he instantly actually garners a lot of support back just for one clock.
He did stand up to him.
Of course, getting a game or 2 suspension if he did punch him.
He did stand up to him. He didn't back away and
for
run
sure.
away.
That's the angriest actually I've seen Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
He usually
it's
just
tough.
laughs and smiles, but you saw when the ref was holding him back, he was actually fired up about it. So hopefully we see a bit more of that from Dwight.
All right, let's keep it going. Lots to get here. Fill in the blank. I love this one. GMs across the league should have blank on speed dial.
The Nuggets.
The Denver
they
Nuggets.
will trade anyone, it feels like. I mean, they're extremely deep. Who is untouchable on this roster? I'm not sure. I mean, they probably don't
Ty
want to
Lawson,
trade Ty
maybe?
Lawson.
Fareed, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, but there's a lot of buy low opportunities here. You think you can make JaVale McGee into a player again? Remember him? Yeah, he still plays
does.
in the league.
At the start of the season, yeah.
There's just a ton of guys on this roster.
As a sleeper.
They're just so deep. Danilo Gallinari still plays in on this team. You think you can make him into a player? Go
Right.
get him. The big names right now are Aaron Aflalo, and our own David Aldridge is reporting that Wilson Chandler is definitely on the market. And Wilson Chandler makes a lot of sense to me. It makes sense to me going to the Los Angeles Clippers because they're not extremely happy with their small forward spot in Matt Barnes. And they just wanted a guy with attitude. And you think Matt Barnes, he's got attitude, but the Clippers aren't great rebounding the ball. Wilson Chandler is actually very good at double the amount of rebounds that Matt Barnes has. And he's not afraid to play D, rebound, just work hard. So I think they just sort of need a change in attitude. You'd think that the Clippers wouldn't be great at offense the way they're not performing. They're sort of underperforming. They're great on offense. They actually just don't have a great D because they seem to lack that attitude. And I know Barnes is notorious for having attitude, but he's not bringing it this year.
It's tough not to pick the Nuggets in this fill-in-the-blank scenario because you're right. After the Mozgov trade, it sort of did feel like they're maybe conceding the season.
Yeah.
Trade a lot of these assets, as you said, they have so many to maybe some long-term prospects, picks, and whatnot. Aflalo's interesting as well. Do you even see him possibly working in a situation like the Clippers? Maybe not as big as a guy like Wilson Chandler.
Well, it's the same thing with Wilson Chandler as Aaron Aflalo. They can both shoot, they can both defend a couple of different possessions, and that's why they're both going to be able to help a team at the deadline, just because these are professional guys who you're going to be able to pick up, say, shoot some threes, play defense, and that's all we need from you for the rest of the season. Hit your shots when you're open. Both of those guys, Chandler and Aflalo, are going to be able to pull that off, no doubt.
Outside of, you said it, Ty Lawson and maybe Fareed, there's so many guys on the Nuggets that you're like, wow, you took that guy, like an Aflalo or a Chandler, and you plug him in as a, either whether it's coming off the bench or not, he's a great, like, third, fourth, maybe fifth best player on your team, right?
Yeah, and I think the Portland Trailblazers, even though their bench has certainly improved from last season, they could certainly use a little bit more reinforcements because their starters play heavy minutes, second most in the league, and their bench plays are 26 fewest minutes in the league, and they get the 26 fewest production. So I think even though the Blazers are looking great right now, if you're going to have a long run in the playoffs, you need a little bit more strength on the bench, and I think either one of those guys would be great additions.
Save it for Crossfire. We're talking Blazers and Crossfire, Lee.
We'll get to it. All right, final one here. Fill in the blank. President Obama's Spurs jokes were...
Hilarious.
They were pretty good. They're pretty good.
I like the slow, methodical nature of our nation's president.
Wow. Look
I think
out
he brings
SNL.
it. He brought it.
Well, let's show you some. He was on fire, Obama was.
I was considering having the vice president cover these remarks so I could stay fresh for State of the Union. Taking an example off Pop, who, sits his stars sometimes. I want the coach to know that he is not contractually obligated to take questions after the first quarter of my remarks. The Spurs are hard to dislike. First of all, they're old. You've got Matt Bonner, who my notes tell me is a sandwich blogger named Red Mamba. I mean, how can you not like a guy like that? But I'll tell you what, if guys need any tips on winning back-to-back, you know where to find me. So,
Brought the house down with the last one.
You know they were good because Popovich was actually laughing at them. And he even congratulated the president afterwards, says, oh, they were great, I love them.
When the Spurs come to the White House, you have so much material to work with. And they did a great job writing some of those jokes, or whether he wrote them himself. You can tell that he's so excited, I think, too. He's like, oh, this one day, when all the pressure's off, we can talk sports and make
That's
jokes.
why it's nice having a basketball fan in the White House, because
it's
he's
true.
so excited. He gets fired up for it.
We saw some few things. Some of the guys at the White House, Boris Diaw sharing an Instagram where Boris Diaw for president. I'd get behind that.
Not eligible, unfortunately.
Oh, yes, true. That's true, yes. He's French. I forgot about that part. Sort of important. And a mini controversy with, oh, man, Duncan not wearing a tie.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What's the controversy?
Well, you're supposed to dress up, Tass.
come on.
I think it was the softball team. They wore flip-flops
Flip-flops,
to the
right.
White House. That was a big
Northwestern,
controversy.
sure.
But you can't tell Tim Duncan how to dress. You really can't. And it doesn't matter because he's Tim Duncan.
I don't think anyone tells Tim Duncan how to dress.
No.
Doesn't look like it.
Absolutely right. All right, guys, fill in the blanks. Jump on Twitter for all three of those. Hashtag the starters. Let us know. Got to take a break. When we return, is Jose Calderon on the move? And if so, who could use him the most? Tass and I will debate that and a whole lot more in a good old round of Crossfire.
Crossfire. This is so much fun, and this is how it works. Trey will give Skeets and I 3 topics. We'll debate each one, and at the end of it all, Trey will declare a winner. Trey, what's the first topic, please?
First topic, word on the street is that the ham man himself, Jose Calderon, is available for trade. Which team could use Calderon the most?
Listen, Jose Calderon is good on a good team, but all these starting point guards for the playoff teams have great guards. This is the era of point guards, so he needs to go to a bench, and I think the Portland Trailblazers bench is perfect for him. That is their weak spot, as great as they've been. Steve Blake is running that second unit, but they don't play a lot of minutes. They're bottom 5 in scoring. Jose Calderon will help that team, and Steve Blake off the ball is great, and I think the Knicks can find some guys that maybe they could look to the future for, and Thomas Robinson and Alan Crabb on that Blazers roster.
Yeah, this is tough with Calderon making $7 million for the next 2 years, but I'm going to say the Miami Heat. And this all depends on how serious Pat Riley and the Heat are at making the playoffs and competing. Because he would be, you know, he still has some game left. He's obviously up there in age, but I think he would be an upgrade over Chalmers and Norris Cole. Maybe works well as an offensive and a defensive guy in Cole. You start with Chalmers' contract, you maybe go from there. But that contract for Calderon, that's going to make it difficult to trade him to any team, to be completely honest. So it's a tough move for the Knicks to get out of it, I think.
All right, topic 2, Trey.
Of the myriad transactions that have gone down in the past couple weeks, which is going to have the greatest impact come playoff time?
Oh, this is a good question. I'm going to go with the Dallas Mavericks trading for Rondo for a couple of reasons. 2 reasons, really. The first one, playoff Rondo is a real thing, and it's glorious. Guys, when Rondo gets into the playoffs and the lights are brighter, he brings it, and he brings everyone along with him. We've seen it multiple times. The other reason is in the finals, or in the West, excuse me, to get to the finals, you're gonna have to go through all those crazy point guards. Your Chris Pauls, your Lillards, your Conleys, your Westbrooks. It's gonna help to have Rondo. He's gonna have a heck of an impact.
I'm going to go with Josh Smith on the Rockets, and I'm not just talking about positive impact. It could be positive, it could be negative with Josh Smith. So far, so good. The Rockets are 6-1 when he comes off the bench. He's shooting great from 2-point land. From 3-point land, not so good.
Not so much.
He's taking too many threes, but he's playing in the fourth quarter. I really hope that his career trajectory kind of goes the way of Lamar Odom, where you don't care about his stats, but he contributes a lot to a winning team in fourth quarters. At the same time, he can hurt his team, but so far, so good. I mean, they're loving the way he plays. He's loving coming off the bench. So it's working out well so far.
So far, so good. All right, final one, Trey, what do we got?
Final question, and it all comes down to this. I'm sure you guys saw this, but last week, a group of Knicks fans were spotted wearing paper bags on their heads at a game because their team is horrible. How would you protest an historically bad team?
Well, I'm getting an 18-wheeler, legally, of course.
Yep.
I'm driving it in front of the arena, right in front of the main entrance. I've got all my protesters hanging out. I get up on that truck.
Okay.
I start cutting basketballs in half.
Whoa.
Start cutting them, and I throw them out to all my protesters. We put them on our heads, and we start the chant. No half-ass ball. We want it all. No half-ass ball. We want it all.
You have to bleep
no
yourself.
half-ass ball. We want it all. Kind of bleeping it, kind of not.
Interesting.
Yep.
Fascinating. I think if you want to protest your team, you got to nerd it up and do what any self-respecting nerd would do. You start a blog and you give it an edgy name. You're a Knicks fan, you start the New York Dinks. You're a Magic fan, they're horrible. Well, you just go with OrlandoTragic.com. Buy that domain. I have no idea if it's available. The purple and gold got you down. Take your frustration out on your own blog called the LA Fakers. Or, heck, I'm a hometown Raps fan. Just go simple, keep it classic, Toronto Crafters. You gotta start a blog, give it a weird, edgy name, take your frustration out on your team right there.
Can't wait
and
to
watch
hear-
the clicks come in.
All right, can't wait to hear people call us geeks. Trey, who won that battle?
Oh, a huge win for Tass today because blogging's dead, Skeets.
Wow.
It's all about basketball hats.
Wow, that's a tough loss. Hey, you're a
Basketball hats,
blogger,
man.
man. You're a blogger. I was pandering to you. All right, we gotta take a break. When we return, would you tattoo this face, the Andre Jordan's face, on your body? I already know Lee's answer, but we'll debate it in the Up-Down Report next. Welcome back to the starters, into the Up-Down Report, where we figure out where the 4 of us stand on some hot-button NBA topics. Our first one, it's the London game. This Thursday, the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the 5-35 New York Knicks for the 5th regular season game in London, England. 3 of you, thumbs up. I'm the only one down on this. Someone convinced me why this is
There's
Agreed
only
idea.
one reason you need Skeets, and it's because there's afternoon basketball. It's the rare time the NBA feels like the NCAA tournament, and that alone makes it enough for me.
Okay, that's not bad.
It's a great place. It's a great city for basketball. I think it's great, but they could make it better by sending some bigger names.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
down on this.
But they don't need to because the games always sell out. So they know they've got that in their back pocket.
Absolutely. It sold out in like an hour,
Yeah.
I think, when these tickets
Yeah.
went up. But I'm down on this for that exact reason. What are we doing to the poor citizens of London, England? Look at the teams we've sent over the last couple of years. We had the Nets and Raptors play twice. Those teams both came in with 17 wins. That game was in March. So that was really bad. In 2013, the Knicks were good. The Pistons were horrible. Then we had the Nets, Hawks last year. Hawks were 500. Nets were not. And now we've got the 5-35 Knicks. That's my problem with this.
but
is that we've got some bad teams we're sending over there.
I learned a long time ago, any two teams can produce a good game.
That's right.
The Nets and Raptors went to triple overtime.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic
Yeah,
game.
they just
Legendary.
Joe Johnson had 26 points in the first half last year.
Wow.
I mean, that was a good performance. You had Melo there in 2013. He had the top-selling jersey that year. Can you believe that?
I believe that.
Yeah.
Do you?
But you know what? Two teams better than no teams, even if they're bad.
Okay, I can't argue with that. Let's hear what people think for all of these in the up-down report. Are you thumbs up, you thumbs down? Jump on Twitter, hashtag the starters. Next one. Thumbs up or thumbs down on Clippers head coach Doc Rivers possibly coaching his own son, Austin Rivers. We've got a couple thumbs up and a couple thumbs down. Tass and Lee, your thumbs up on this. Why?
Family first, right, Lee?
Yeah, it is. I think actually in the serious side, this is good for Austin Rivers because he's going to be playing with his dad. He's struggled so far in his career.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be great working with his dad because he's not going to get any pity minutes or pity time. He's going to have to work hard and really see what type of basketball player he is. And the Clippers could use a little bit of bolstering to their bench. How much of that he plays?
That's
sure.
why I'm down on it. I don't see what Austin Rivers really brings to the Clippers and some of their deficiencies in their bench. The problem is rebounding, shooting the ball. They're one of the worst benches in the league in terms of just putting up points and scoring. They have zero rim protection. I'm just saying, like, I don't think Austin Rivers really helps with any of this.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
if he
get it.
doesn't earn the minutes, you know the questions are going to be, how come this guy's playing? Is it because he's Doc's son? It just sends a weird message
Yeah.
kind of to the other players on the team. You remember when Corey Higgins was playing for Rod Higgins in Charlotte, and everybody was like, this guy's an NBA player?
I don't remember that.
Exactly. It happened.
I don't think it could be bad in any situation. And I don't think Doc cares about what the media says. I think if he plays him, he's going to play with some attitude. I think he may be able to get the best out of Austin Rivers that we've ever seen.
Nobody knows this game better.
Yeah.
This is true.
I've played for my dad. It's fun as well.
What do you mean you played
In
for
your
your
professional
my
career?
dad used to coach me as a kid. Yeah, Dickie used to coach me.
All right.
Oh my God! I don't want to hear your pro basketball stories.
I mean, a river.
Hey, we won the grand final though.
Yeah, awesome.
Wow, grand
all right.
final.
Up or down on, this is great, on Gerald Green's foam hand with 4.5 fingers. All right, the Phoenix Suns are legitimately making this, and they've obviously got Gerald Green's blessing. They're celebrating Gerald Green's nub. There it is. Gerald Green, guys, has 4.5 fingers on his right hand, and they're making the foam hand, the foam finger, to celebrate it. It's $12 in the team shop. It's available as of today. All of us thumbs up
Yeah.
on this because this is hilarious.
It's great that he's comfortable with it. Gerald Green used to be insecure
Yeah.
about his hand. When he was drafted, he had his hand in his pocket before he shook David Stern's
Oh,
hand.
wow.
David said, "Pull that out." But he had become so used to keeping it in his pocket and keeping it away from vision, from people seeing it,
Yeah.
because he was so insecure about it. So this is just great that he gave the okay to the Suns to do this.
Yeah, not many people know about Gerald Green's finger. It kind of raises awareness. It's cool.
Absolutely.
I think there's a great marketing opportunity here with Kit Kat. There's 4 fingers. He's 4.5.
Give me a break, as in have this finger to
Oh, man.
eat.
He actually lost the part of his finger dunking in the 6th grade on like a makeshift basketball.
grade?
Yeah, it was on a makeshift basketball
Right.
net, although I'm
May
sure he
not
could
have
have
done
dunked
that.
on 10
wouldn't
feet.
surprise me if
No,
he could do it there.
you're absolutely right. All right, last one
You
here.
were doing that in the grand final, right?
We had full size. nets.
Dickie said, "Hey Lee, go dunk this one. Go win the grand final for us." All right, final one
to
here.
lead the alley-oop.
Up down on the Clippers fan who got a tattoo of DeAndre Jordan's face.
Oh, this is great.
I'm down on this. Lee's down on this. You two, for some reason, are thumbs up on this. We'll show you the tattoo in a second, but you remember the dunk where he sort of killed Brandon Knight.
Oh, man.
Oh
Right.
man. Oh, no, that's nasty. And then he showed off the face, and it became a
That face became a tattoo.
meme, and now it's a tattoo. What do you think? You do like it?
It's about time the Clippers got some LA love. DeAndre Jordan literally said this week when they played the Miami Heat at home that it felt like a road game. And I love how they're getting support from their fans. This is no longer just a Laker town. but they're getting some actual Clipper fans.
tattoos.
That's an interesting spot.
I don't like it because honestly, I didn't even, if you hadn't told me, I would have had no idea what it was. It's
Yeah.
too cartoonish.
That's the thing. It's not, doesn't, you look at it and you go, what is that? He's going to have to explain it to
Yeah,
everyone.
people
for
are
the
like,
rest
what
of
is
his
that? You're
life.
like, oh, hey, remember that
Yeah,
time
but then you
Jordan
can pull out your phone, show the YouTube clip, you're all having a laugh. It's great. It's a conversation piece.
All right, let's hear what people think. Again, for all those, let us know on Twitter, hashtag the starters, up or down on the DeAndre Jordan face tattoo on the hip. An interesting little placement there. All right, let's unleash the unicorn. It's time for the starters fantasy minute. I'd get a starters unicorn. Prove it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, Lee, we're looking at fantasy impact on Jeff Green headed to the Grizz.
Yeah, I think you should sell high if you have him because I think he's going to come off the bench for Dave Yeager out in Memphis. I don't think Dave Yeager wants to upset his starting lineup. It's been working very well. I think he's still going to get some minutes and he's still going to produce, but he's not going to give you 17 to 18 points a game like he did in Boston.
Do you think he'll get around 33 minutes, or is he going to be more like 30 minutes?
I think he's going to get a lot of minutes. Exactly how many, we'll have to wait and find out. But I think he's still going to shoot threes for you. He's going to get those couple of rebounds that he gets and the odd assist and block shot. But I just don't think he's going to produce to the same level that he did in Boston. We know him as a guy who can sometimes give you 30, 35 points. I don't think we're going to see too many of those games there in Memphis, but I expect us to do 15 to 20 every now and again.
Suggestion is there. Sell high maybe on Jeff Green now that he's with the Grizz. Good luck to all you fantasy basketball players out there. I got to take one more break, but when we return, pick and payoff results. Not a good night for Tass and I. Spoiler alert there. And Lee's two very solid non-nub thumbs. So come on back. You're watching the starters. Back with the starters, a look at last night's pick and payoff results. Not a great night for Tass and I. We both went 1-3. We agreed on all the games. We only got the Rockets game right, and we were wrong about the other three. I'm 13-6 for the month of January. Tass 9-10, so I still have that 4-game lead. Tonight's picks, we agree on a lot of them again. Maybe it's a bounce back night for us. We like the Pacers, the Warriors, the Wizards, and the Mavs in Sacramento. The one game we disagree on, interesting. Tass is going to take the Cavs on the road, and I'll stick with the Phoenix Suns at home. That should be a good game. And we'll find out, whether or not LeBron James even plays in this one, which will have some impact on that game. But good luck to you. All right, Lee, where are we going for the very solid play of the night?
Very simple play from the Chicago Bulls Orlando Magic game last night, and it came from Kyle O'Quinn with a beautiful bounce pass to Mo Harkless.
Ooh, how could you name Mo Harkless?
And gets the and one. Just a sharp, smart pass from the big man to Harkless, who gets the and one. And that's what I call a very solid play.
Wow.
Solid stuff.
That was a quick one today,
So solid.
Lee.
Very quick.
Great stuff, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll, of course, be back tomorrow night to break down any of the big games and storylines and so on, so we'll see you then.
Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, you only truly remember a password the first time you have to dig your brain for it.